What is up, everyone, and welcome. So, you're ready to finally conquer coding, huh? Well, you have come to the exact right place. This is your brand new guide for learning to code in 2026. So, forget all the old, confusing advice because we're about to rewrite the playbook. Does this feel a little too real? You're just staring at your screen, you've got like a million tabs open with tutorials, and you're feeling completely and totally overwhelmed. It's a classic feeling, right? Like you're stuck on the very first level of some massive video game. But hey, don't worry. We're here to give you the strategy guide.
Because let's be honest, the game has completely changed. The strategies that might have worked a few years ago, they're basically obsolete now. So, what is the new strategy for 2026? We're going to break it all down, give you the power ups you need to get started. Chilo, let's dive in.
Okay, so check this out. The old way versus the 2026 way. The old way was all about trying to memorize every little piece of syntax, trying to learn 5 languages at the same time, which is crazy, and getting totally lost in endless tutorials. The 2026 way? It's all about understanding the core ideas, mastering one language first, and this is key, building actual projects from day one. This shift is absolutely everything.
So, where do we even begin this epic quest? Let's talk about your first power up, choosing your weapon. This is probably the single most important decision you're going to make right at the start. And believe me, it sets the foundation for everything else to come.
And rule number one, the absolute golden rule of this first power up, is this: focus on just one programming language. I really can't say this enough. Trying to learn a bunch at once is the classic beginner mistake, and it just leads to a whole lot of confusion and burnout.
So, which one should you pick? For most beginners heading into 2026, Python or JavaScript are fantastic starting points. They're super versatile, they're in high demand, and the communities are huge. But here's the real secret: the language you pick isn't as important as just picking one. Once you truly get the logic of one language down, learning a second or third one becomes so much easier.
Okay, so you've picked your language. The next big power up is all about your mindset. You gotta forget about memorizing a bunch of magic spells. You need to learn how to think like a programmer. It's not about the syntax, it's about becoming a logical, creative problem solver. This quote right here just says it all, doesn't it? Your goal isn't to build a mental dictionary of commands. No way. The real power, the real skill, comes from understanding how the logic flows and how you can piece it all together to build something that actually works. So, what are these core concepts I keep talking about? Well, they're the fundamental building blocks of pretty much every programming language out there. You've got variables for storing information, loops to repeat things, conditions to make decisions, and functions to keep your code organized. You master these four, and you've basically built the foundation for your entire coding future.
All right, you've got your language, you're starting to think like a programmer. Now, for what is, without a doubt, the most critical part of this whole quest, the project grind. This is where you stop just learning and you start doing. It's time to gain some real experience points. So, why is this so critical? Well, for one, starting to build stuff right away is the absolute fastest way to make those concepts stick. It takes them from being these abstract ideas in your head to actual tools you know how to use. And two, it's the only way to develop real problem solving skills, which at the end of the day is what programming is all about. And hey, you don't have to go build the next big social media app on your first try. Start with these simple starter quests: a basic calculator, a little to-do list app, a simple personal website. These projects are doable, they teach you so much, and they give you that incredible feeling of, wow, I actually built a thing that works. Now, here in 2026, you have an incredibly powerful tool that programmers in the past could only dream of: your AI sidekick. But listen to me very carefully on this one. It's a sidekick, not the hero of the story. It's a powerful ally, for sure, but you are the one driving this thing forward. Let's be super clear about this. Using AI wisely means it's your learning assistant. It helps explain tricky concepts, it helps you find bugs in your code. Relying on AI is just copy-pasting solutions without understanding the why behind any of it. That's a trap, and it will completely stop you from growing. So use it to learn, not to cheat. Samjay? Understood? Every great video game quest has its enemies, right? Well, for new programmers, these are the common traps that can completely derail your journey. So let's talk about the boss battles you're going to face, and more importantly, how to beat them. And the first boss is a legendary one: tutorial hell. This is that vicious cycle of watching tutorial after tutorial, feeling like you're being productive but never actually writing any code yourself. The only way to defeat this boss is to break the loop. Watch a little, then go build a lot.
And here's the second boss. And this one can be just as tough, the comparison monster. You know that little voice in your head that says, that person on social media learned all this in 3 months. Why am I so slow? Your journey is yours alone. Everyone learns at their own pace. You beat this monster by focusing on your own progress, day by day, not on someone else's curated highlight reel.
So, you've chosen your weapon, you're building projects, you know how to fight the bosses. How do you put all this together to win in the long run? Here it is, your final cheat sheet for total victory. Okay, Suno Dosto. Listen up, friends, because this is crucial. First, you have to be consistent. Even just 30 minutes of practice a day is so much better than a 5-hour binge session once a week. Second, join a guild. Find a community. Find your people. It helps so much to share the struggles and celebrate the wins together. And finally, you gotta be patient. Learning to code is a marathon, not a sprint. You have to embrace the journey.
So there you have it. The map is in your hands, the new rules are clear, and your power-ups are ready to go. The only thing left to do now is to take that very first step. Your quest has officially begun. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build first?